know, the origin of the name and the media outlet is because my last name is Quick and I was a sprinter, so hence the out the blocks. And I'm almost embarrassed to say this is the first time I have a track athlete, but I'm so glad that it's you, Marvin. Thank you for being patient. We had some technical difficulties, but I'm so glad that you're joining us this afternoon.
Well, no, thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm definitely honored to be here.
So, where are you training at?
Currently, I'm living and training up in Jacksonville, up at the University of North Florida.
Okay, nice. And this will be your second Olympic team that you're trying to make, correct?
Yeah,
Or
yes,
is it
ma'am.
third?
Second. No, that's
Your
my
second.
second.
Oh, okay. Dope, dope. So tell everybody a little bit about yourself. I know you're one of my noble-blooded brothers from Florida State University. So people that may not be too familiar with you, did you know COVID has gotten everybody with a little bit of brain fog? We lost a whole year of track and field, basically. Just kind of reacquaint everybody with who you are and what you got going on.
Marvin Bracey Williams. Was born and raised in Orlando, Florida. Went to Boone High School, where I graduated from. Played football, ran track. Actually, fun fact: I started running track in 10th grade. Ended up winning the state championship that year in two events, and that's began basically my career. Assigned to play football and run track at Florida State. I redshirted my freshman year for football. Go Noles. I redshirted my freshman year for football. After some run-ins with certain coaching staff members, I ended up departing from the program. Forego my eligibility and decided to run track professionally. I signed with Adidas. I was with them for what 3.5 years. I won the USA Indoor Championships three times in a row, 2014, 15, 16. I made the Olympic team in 100. 2016, I finished 14th overall at the Olympics. In
Now,
100,
I remember you. I think it was you. You had tweeted that you were telling, was it your uncle, what place you finished? You got to tell that story.
okay, so what happened was, and he obviously knew I ran in the Olympics, but we were just sitting around one day. I walked in his house, and he's a jokester, so he's gonna tell some harsh jokes, like he don't care. So
Right,
I
right.
walk in, he's just looking at me. We was watching something going on TV, and he started asking me about certain sprinters and stuff like that, because it was my return, like it was me coming back to track and field after 2 3 year hiatus, and he was like, what place did you get again at the Olympics? And I was like, 14th, and he was like, I mean, he said some choice words, but he was like, man, you could have stayed home with me. and, and honestly, it didn't hurt my feelings.
Track. People who don't run track say things like that. Like,
Yeah,
I
they
mean,
don't
it's
they don't understand. No, they don't understand. People don't understand. Yeah, now people.
yeah,
Now, and honestly, it didn't hurt my feelings because we know like that's the type of jokes he makes. So
right.
you just gotta roll with the punches, and gotta have thick skin around certain members of my family because man, they ain't no such thing as too soon. Like I mean, it's been years for me, but ain't no such thing. Like I could have came home and he could have made that joke. So it was actually more so funny than anything because I mean he didn't pull no punches. It was just
Right,
soon
right.
as he saw me, like he was
It's
sitting on
on.
this joke. Like he was waiting for it.
That's hilarious. My family is the same way. I always tell people, listen, if I don't do nothing, I don't care what the situation is. I'm gonna laugh,
Right,
and we're
right,
gonna find
right.
humor in it. If you come around, you have to have thick skin because we are roasting, we are joking. You got to be able to be quick on your feet. You got to have some 1-2 punch with you.
You bet.
But
Especially in my family, man. You better know how to. You got to come back with it. You gotta, because they just
you
gonna
got to
keep coming.
be
It
yeah.
don't stop there. Like everybody, the whole house will just take turns until you say something. Whole
So
house.
when it came down to, you said you're a two-sport athlete. How was it kind of, I guess, because a lot of times we do see a lot of football players with track speed and that translates well over to the game, but sometimes it doesn't. What is one of those keys for you being able to actually translate your track speed to the football field and use it to your advantage?
Well, people don't understand. Okay, like if you are a fast track athlete, you can also still be a fast football athlete. It just looks a little different. So, football players, they train to run the 40-yard dash. They're trained to be at top end speed within 20 yards.
Right.
I mean, what 30 meters is like 36 yards. We're still in our dry phase. But we ain't even trying to be fast yet. That comes, you know, after the next 20, 30. So that's when we're at top end. Because I can guarantee you give me one of the fastest people that run track, aka Tyreek Hill, who's also actually a great 100-meter run. I think his personal best is like 10:19. That is fast,
I didn't know
But you
that
give
fast.
me him and you give me a 10-1 in a professional track and field arena, you ain't gonna win. You ain't winning too many races. And that's no slight to him because if he trained for it, I'm pretty sure he could be one of the top
Right,
sprinters.
right,
The man is fast. I watched him run
right.
20.1 in high school.
Yeah,
But it's definitely different because see in football, you're not even trying to run all out because you're probably stopping. You're gonna make some type of cut. You're gonna do some type of something. So you don't never really get too many opportunities to just full on go for it
right,
and
right,
say, okay, man, I'll let my coach me afterwards. No, you got to stop and go and do this and do that. If you're a receiver, you're trying to catch a pass and avoid defenders at the same time. So you never truly get to really just all out go for it, and just be as fast as you can. So it definitely takes away that element from us. So it just puts us in a somewhat of an uncomfortable situation. But for me, I was able to translate both because I mean the route patterns and stuff they had me doing was just dedicated to me just being fast. Run fast, get open. That's really what it was. It wasn't asking me to stop on a dime and do this and do that. It was really catering towards my strengths, and that actually helped me a lot.
Well, I know we're going to kind of transfer back over to just your track training to compete at the level that you are at. I don't think a lot of people understand. Like a lot of people, are like, oh, you just run the 100 meters or you 100. No, the preparation for that is intense. You guys have your training scheduled to peak at a certain time, and make sure you're at maximum speed when it's championship season. How much did COVID throw that off? Because now you got the Olympics moved out basically a whole other year. How did that impact your training?
So for me personally, I mean, and this is gonna, I mean, I don't want it to sound like too insensitive, but it actually worked to
Huh,
my benefit.
we're
Not the,
talking about.
not the, not the, not COVID in itself, not the,
No, 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 no.
because I
I get
mean,
it.
to all the people that's affected by it, like, I just want to say, my heart goes out to those people. But for me, from a athletic standpoint, it helped me because I walked away from track in 2016 after I made the Olympic team. I tried to do football for 3 years, and then I came back in 2019 to train for the 2020 Olympics.
You
And
needed
when
that
everything,
reacclimate your
that's what I'm
body.
saying. So when everything, happened, when I got pushed
Yeah.
back, I was like, whew, okay, you know what? I get a whole other year to come back and do it again. And also, I mean, only a handful of people know that I ended up going through some not career, I'm sorry, some season ending surgeries last year, what I'm saying, with my stomach.
That time to
And
rehab.
so with all that happening, I ran one race. So I ran a race on July 4th of last year, and I never raced again outdoors. That was the last one. I got surgery on the 7th. I ended up having another surgery on like the 15th and had like a minor procedure maybe a week after that. So I was just out of commission. I was on bed rest for like a month and a half, 2 months. Like couldn't really leave my house, couldn't stand up straight, couldn't do certain stuff. I couldn't really take care of myself. And
Right.
so, going through all of that, I was kind of happy. I was really happy that the Olympics didn't go on because it would have went on without me, and that would have been
Yeah.
4 more years. And people don't understand, man. It's not like the Super Bowls or the NBA championships
Every year.
or
Yeah.
it's that's every year. Like yeah, it's special to win them, but you get another chance the next year. It's for you. You don't know what's going to happen in 4 years. I don't think our Olympic
Exactly.
team has been the same for the same three athletes making the team, year in year, Olympic year in, Olympic year out, because it's just so many different variations in a span of 4 years, man. You just don't know who's gonna come, who's gonna go. You always get new faces. Then you still got old faces like Justin Gatlin. So man, it definitely helped me a lot.
I mean, the thing about it is, like you said, that's not an easy team to make. That's arguably one of well, if not the hardest team to make in the world. You hear that year in and year out. You hear that every 4 years. Now, I did see recently that USATF decided not to send a team to the World Athletics Relays because of the COVID spikes in Poland, and it's cold. So just talk about like those types of elements that you guys have to deal with that basketball doesn't have to deal with because it's indoors, or a lot, football. Some of those arenas are climate controlled. You're training in Florida. How much of a culture shock or a shock to the body is it when you have to train or race in other like frigid temperatures in April, May, and June? You're not used to
Well,
that.
man, listen, it's so different, but man, track and field. In my track and field career, I was raised by, the great Tyson Gay. I got to train with him my first year pro and got to learn up under him. And I'm kind of like just a parasite to him that just never went away. Like I've been stuck. I've been through
Yes.
to his hip. We talk like daily. You know, not just about track, about life and all that stuff, but just being raised and watching him. In the prime of his career. And talking to him about stuff that he has to deal with. It's something that you just got to deal with, but it definitely affects the times or how your body feels or even your mental because on a hot summer's day, it's easy to go out there, the sunshine, and it's 90 degrees, you sweating, your body loose, you're getting ready to go fast times. And then you get those days where you might go to, Poland and for an outdoor race and it might be like 55. And you like,
Yes.
man, I ain't, I gotta warm up a little extra hard today. And so it does add a different element to that. But that's why we have indoor racing. During the
Right.
colder periods where it's only 60, there's no wind gauges, there's
No
just
outside elements at all.
it takes away. It's just like basketball. It takes away all of that outside stuff, and it's just mano y mano. And so, but it's definitely different. You got to you try to approach it with the same mindset that this is a hot day, but I mean, it's just not at the end of the day. Like we ain't stupid now.
Listen, my kids have a track meet tomorrow, and it is going to be, I think, the highest 60, and it's 100% chance of rain.
Yeah, I'm
I
out
have
in Oregon right now.
girls.
I'm out at Oregon. They have the Oregon relays, but the USATF has implemented a professional section. Where
Right.
the professionals get on the track because Olympic trials are here in 2 months, exactly 2 months.
Oh, I
So
didn't
they
even know
just let us get on the track. Yeah,
that
let
is
us fill it out. And so for us, man, tomorrow it's kind of sunny today. It's like 60 degrees. I mean, that's okay for out here. But tomorrow it's
Oregon.
supposed to be a little cold. It's supposed to be a little colder, and it's a 90% chance of rain. But already knowing that, man, you just got to come out and just go.
Man, it's different being an athlete because I'm not even going to hold you like being at these AAU meets now all day because I have a 5-year-old and I have a 15-year-old. And the 13-year-old's in the middle. So I'm literally there all day. And I'm like, hey, y'all, can y'all please not
Mm-mm.
run the 200? Because I want to go home.
Right, you home.
Yeah,
No,
I feel
so
like,
for
man,
me,
what else is? Yeah.
see, luckily for me, and I think it's been to my benefit. I didn't, like I said, I didn't start running track until the 10th grade. So I didn't do
Oh,
like the AAU circuit and stuff coming up. So I was never out there, all day. I mean, high school track meets, like I've been out there all day, but like I've been to an AAU track meet and I'm like, bro, they got 20 sections of the 5 and 6 year old 100 meter dash.
yes.
Then they got 18 of the 7 and 8. I'm like, man, we done spent, we done spent 4 hours
Pray
on one
for
event.
me. I will be out there all day tomorrow. So please send a prayer up for me so that I make it through. I'm like, how did I do this as an athlete? How was I out here all day? But it was
Actually,
different.
Florida until recently was one of very few states that held our state championship track meet all in one day. So you come out, you do the prelims at like
Oh, yeah,
11. They start at 11, and
North
then they
Carolina.
roll into the finals. Yeah, so
Yeah,
we did all that in one day. Like a lot of places like Texas and California, they run the prelims one day and then come back and run the finals the next day.
oh no, we
And
do all
so
that
when I,
in
when I heard when I heard that, I was like, oh, we just different out here because you doing this. You got prelims and finals of the 100, 200, 4x1. I don't think you have prelims of the 4x4. And then if you're doing the four, like if you're doing any jumps, like you got prelims and finals of that, you got all in the same day. And
and
so you out there from sun up, sundown.
I had the audacity to be in the hurdles and the 100. So I was hurdles
You went back to
100
back, yeah.
back to back. So yeah, I don't miss that. Not at all. So walk us
Mm-mm.
through a typical day of training right now at the point that you're in, like you're in competition season, you're trying to peak in 2 months. Walk us through what a day of training is like for you.
Okay, so I'll walk you through two because it's different. So every other day, Monday, Wednesday, Friday is kind of the
Mhm.
same. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday is kind of the same. And
Okay.
so, okay, on
Wait,
a typical
wait.
Monday,
You train on Saturdays too? You train on Saturday? The
yeah.
dedication.
Now, so this is now that okay. So that's also a culture shock for me because the old group I was with when I was with Adidas, we trained Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. And
Right.
here where I'm at, we train Monday through Saturday. And so, okay, on a Monday, most of the time I'm with the 10 o'clock group. So we'll come in at 10, get our warm up in, and it's a technical day. So we'll do like block starts. More than likely, we'll do block starts. Like
Okay.
9 times out of 10, we're doing block starts. And so you get a couple of those. He has like some little small circuits that we do on the side, whether it's a walk circuit, jump circuit, hurdle circuit, whatever it is. Like he'll throw that in there. cool down. You get like 2 hours, and then you come. You lift at like 2. We might be done 3:30. Depends on how the day look. Tuesdays we'll come in at 10, be done by like 12:30, and we don't lift that day. So your day is over at 12:30. But Tuesdays and Saturdays are like the hardest days of the week. That's where like you probably gonna die at practice. Like you're gonna lay out for a good 10, 15 minutes after the workout, contemplating, why did I want to do this? Like, why did I really get up today and decide, you know what, I want to run track today?
So what's that meal plan like? Because you don't want to be on the track throwing up. Like, how do you, or do you prepare your meals for the week, or is it something that you do day by day?
That's something for me. I'm more so a day by day because like, and I need to meal prep, to be honest. But I'm more of a day by day because man, my appetite might change. I might kill a workout and be like, you know what, man, I might eat me a piece of pizza. And so it's definitely different. It is catered towards the day because on a Monday night, I'm not gonna eat like heavy dinner because Tuesday I know he gonna work us. Yeah, you don't know what it is, but it's gonna be hard. Even when it's short run, we might do 60 meters and it still might be hard. So
Right.
you just like, and then with my coach, shout out to Rainer Ryder, he's kind of he's different than what I'm used to. So you don't know what you have unless you ask him the day before. He might tell you, but you don't really know what you have until you've like gone through warm-ups and all that good stuff. And then he'll say, put in your spikes. Okay, Marvin, you got this. Trayvon, you got that. Like, and sometimes you don't even be doing the same stuff. Sometimes you gotta run by yourself. And so
Wow.
it's like, man, yeah.
Now, who are some of the sprinters that are in your training group?
Right now we got Andre DeBrass from Canada, Trayvon Bromell. We got Andre Ewers, he's from Jamaica. Sonar J. Givens, he's from Jamaica. Omar McLeod is with us. Christian Taylor, the triple jumper, he's the originator of the group. Like, he was with Raina in college.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it's definitely we have the group is definitely growing, but it's a lot of Divine Oduru from Nigeria. So put it like this: our fastest time in the 100 personal best wise is 9:84. Our slowest time is 9:99, and that's from our hurdler.
Oh, well, your hurdler ran a 999. That is insane. So, other than Oregon, what's up next for you?
So I may or may not run this week. We have a home meet in Jacksonville. I don't know. Like I said, he's unorthodox. He might tell me Friday night, "Hey, you running the 200 tomorrow?" Like you just never know, man. He's
Right.
just weird like that. And so he might tell me Friday, Thursday, "Hey, yeah, you're gonna run this week. You're gonna run this week." And so I might run this week, and if not, I think I'm slated to run out. Actually back out here on the West Coast in California for the mountain relays. So
Oh,
that's
for the
that's
mountain.
something that I'm looking forward to. Yeah, I've never been there, so I'm definitely looking forward to it.
Yeah, that's a pretty good meet. Well, definitely a really, really good meet. It's been around forever. So,
Forever.
and now this is your second time, or trying to make your second Olympic team in just the
Right.
100. Or are you gonna try to
No,
double?
I don't do that. I don't do that doubling stuff. Not right now. I listen. I watched some people train for that 200. Man, training for the 200 is hard in itself. Trying to
Yes.
double, that's a whole lot of running. Man. Then you got relays too on top of that. You know what, man? Just maybe next year.
So what do you do to relax? And in between time, what's in those headphones? What are you listening to?
So for me, I'm actually I listen to a lot of music. I listen to a lot of music. Not a lot of the newer music. Like I give certain artists a try, but I'm a Lil Wayne fan, like that. And so I listen to a lot of music, but
You still
also what
rocking
I
with
do though,
Trump stuff? You
man,
still rocking with Wayne after the Trump stuff?
a little bit,
It's
a little bit. It
okay.
ain't saying it's a little bit, it's a little bit. Don't get me wrong, it's a little bit, but it's not the same. Right? It's not the same. But no, so what I like to do though is I don't want to be one of those people that's track 24/7. I feel like
Right.
too much to kill you, and so when I'm not on the track, like when I clock out, man, I'm clocked out. Like that don't mean I'm going and doing nothing I ain't got no business doing. It's just I be
Oh, I
clocked
feel
out.
you.
Like I really need that. I really need that mental break. Like I go
Well,
home. I got. My son will be 3 on May 20th. So I got a
right.
baby I'm taking care of, and so I go home and I got family duties. So I don't be just track. I might watch videos from time to time, but like I don't try to load myself up with thinking about this or thinking about that, because that's when you start overthinking. That's when stuff really go wrong, because you start thinking about, okay, what I do in training? Okay, I did this. Okay, I did that. Okay, no, you can't do that.
Right. So definitely on day duty. You're a Little Wayne fan. I have to ask you a couple of my little rapid fire questions before I let you go here today. Tupac or Biggie?
Tupac.
Grits. You eat grits?
Yeah, I eat grits.
Sugar or salt and butter?
You gotta put sugar in your grits. Like, you gotta put sugar in your grits, not the sugar killer.
See, now we gotta end the show. That's disgusting.
I put sugar in my spaghetti.
Well, I've heard of the sugar in the spaghetti. I'm not a fan, but I've heard.
Okay.
I would never understand you sugar grits, folks. Why not just eat cream of wheat or oatmeal?
No, ain't no cream. I eat oatmeal, but ain't no cream of wheat. You can't pay me enough. I'm sorry.
Have you ever tried the butter, salt, and pepper in your grits? You never even tried it? Okay, that's your homework. That's your non-track homework. When I check back you after you make this team in the next 2 months, you need to have at least tried the butter, salt, and pepper.
Butter, salt. Okay.
I promise it'll change your life.
What about cheese?
Oh, definitely cheese. But you can't put on cheese.
Right. I'll put cheese in my grits. I put a little sugar.
With the sugar?
Yeah,
see, now you got those sweet taste buds. When she was putting the ranch dressing on the spaghetti, you got those sweetie taste buds.
That was wild.
There was one more I had for you that was really, really good. Can't think of it right now. But anywho, thank you so much for joining us today. I know we had to reschedule this a couple of times because my boy's track practice schedule changed a little bit, but I'm definitely going to be keeping up with you this summer. Hopefully I will be watching you in Tokyo. Tell everybody where they can follow you and kind of just keep up with what you got going on.
Instagram, Twitter, at Brace Yourself. Definitely keep up, definitely watch. We trying to spread more awareness to track and field. A lot of people don't know about, people only really care about track and field during the Olympics and not realize that in between that, like we're doing something. Like people ask me, what I do for a living. When I tell them I run track, they're like, well, what does that mean? Like, what do you do in between? I'm like, I run, like I get paid. My job requires me to run. I'm signed with Nike now. Shout out to Nike. I get paid from Nike to train and run and wear Nike gear. I get paid from races. I get paid for appearances sometimes. Depends on what you do. And so there's so much going on in between. Like I said, I'm in Oregon right now for a race tomorrow. And so I got this race. I got maybe a race next week. I think I'm going to take a week off after that, maybe hit another 2 and then get ready for trials. 2, maybe 3, get ready for trials and just let it fly. And so definitely follow me. Definitely keep up with my journey. This is going to be special.
Now, before we get out of here, I do want to ask you, basketball GOAT, LeBron, Kobe, or Jordan?
LeBron James.
Easy? Just far and away?
James.
Landslide victory?
LeBron James. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's like,
you can't go wrong with any of those answers.
It's 1A, 1B, 1C. But I mean, see, people don't. I was born in 1993. Oh, okay. Well, I've never really seen. Don't get me wrong. I've always said LeBron, and then don't get me wrong. When I saw the Last Dance documentary, I was like, you know what?
Oh, he was different.
I was like, I might gotta reconsider, man. This Jordan he was nasty. But it's like, man, when people talk about all around players and stuff like that, when you really look at top to bottom, all around player, not best team, not who was on the best team, not all around players, the man is like top in like every category to ever exist in basketball. Like I can only imagine how hard it is to do so. And just best player, that's just LeBron James.
I'm not mad at it at all. You can't go wrong with that. Like you said, 1A, 1B, 1C. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you, Marvin Bracey Williams. We're definitely going to be rooting for you, watching you on that track. Hopefully we'll see you run this weekend. I mean, I get all the little links, so I don't know if it's going to be on TV, but I know where to find it. Okay. But good luck to you, and hopefully you'll be on that team in Tokyo.
Thank you so much. I am so honored to be here with you guys. Thank you. I appreciate it.
My first track athlete, guys, on Quick Out the Blocks. This is Sheena Quick, and you're on watching Fox 1340 AM. Thank you, Marvin.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Have a good day.
You too.